Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
But to the viewer from Toronto who says, what's the most intense game you've ever been involved in? Viewers obviously watching on the Game Plus TV network.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I don't think you, or ma'am, I've needed police escorts out of facilities. I've needed police escorts out of cities. So you're going to need to define intense. I assume you mean on the playing field. I've been threatened in many facilities across this country, all because of my own actions. But was there a game more intense for you than the 2007 Grey Cup?
I think the Grey Cups in general, I say 09 and 10 were big time Grey Cups too for me as far as intensity. But if you get away from the Grey Cups, I would say that rematch against Montreal,
Canada Day comeback.
Yeah, that 50, what was it, 51, 54, or 50, whatever. With 50-something to 50, that was just back and forth. We
Triple
were down
overtime, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were down 3. We had another 13-man penalty that almost ruined the game for Saskatchewan again. Had great catches left and right. Everybody was, it was just, if you weren't a CFL fan and you watched that game, you would have been a CFL fan after that. That was the best, probably the best CFL game I've ever seen, been a part of. And it was intense. After we closed the gap before half, that second half was the most intense thing ever.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show. Right now.
Obviously, I'm friends with everybody around here. So one of the security people, you give them a badge, right? And they're big shot.
How about that?
Guy was bragging to me one night. He's like, I denied John Cornish getting into Ryderville. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Who cares if he wants to cut the line? Let him in. What the hell? I'm still mad about that 8 years later. Like, what are you doing?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Happy Football Friday, everybody. FlameTech Football Friday. See people writing in, and they're all excited about that. I get it. I'm just tweeting the links. So, hey, can you say that again?
Hello?
There you go. I couldn't hear you. I think it's a me thing, not a you thing.
All right.
Are you ready for the weekend, Moose?
I am.
I feel overdressed today. I feel like a complete idiot.
You usually take every opportunity to.
I didn't look at the forecast today, and I came in here, and Moose is wearing shorts, as you can see.
Yeah.
And I said, what's wrong with you? And you said, didn't you look? It's 15 degrees Celsius today. I'm like, don't! And I got these Under Armour thermal sweats on, so I can't wait to get them off and enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? Get that thing ready, by the way. I got a good one here. When I cue you guys. Coming up on the program today, Tori Gurley. Isn't it something that the biggest news in the National Football League pertains to his two former teams, Packers and Browns. And we're going to talk with Tori about what's going on in those markets. And Justin Dunk from 3downnation.com right here in the bunker to preview a big Week 14 in the CFL. But can we hit the quick six show horn, please, Director Jordan? I'm going to try to get to your comments here as much as I can here in the warm-up for Ecole Electric, but we got a long ways to go and a short time to get there, and it's not just football in the quick six. So let's look at what happened in the National Hockey League last night. Jordan Eberle, our good and longtime friend, scored thrice in a 9:41 span in the second and third periods for the first hat trick in Seattle Kraken franchise history. And the expansion club beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-2. Eberle had his fourth career hattie to help Seattle snap a 2-game slide. Brock Nelson scored a career-high 4 goals to help the New York Islanders beat Montreal 6-2. Canadian starter Jake Allen allowed 5 goals on 25 shots. Got the heave-ho, was booed at the Centre Bell. Samuel Montembeault stopped all 10 shots he faced in relief. Patrice Bergeron scored his first 4 goals of the season. Brad Marchand had 4 helpers, and Boston beat Detroit 5-1. Let me back up. Did you see Craig Button calling for the job of Mark Bergevin on SportsCenter?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, Butts. Good for you, man. A lot of guys don't have the stones to do that in today's media. And Craig Button was all over the GM of the Montreal Canadiens. Well, I'm like, they were just in the Stanley Cup last year. They don't care in Montreal. They don't care. You understand that, right? They don't care. What have you done for me lately?
I know, and that's the case. We have Habs fans that watch this show daily, and they say, fire Bergevin. And then he gets them into the playoffs. Well,
give him a new contract.
Give him a new contract. Then he loses a couple games. Fire Bergevin. Then he takes him to the Stanley Cup. Give him a new contract. So, you know what? It's a hot market, hostile environment. That's the nature of the game.
It's Montreal. Maybe that would have been a good poll question today. Should Mark Bergevin have a can tied to him? Because I don't think it's quite time yet, but they might not agree in Montreal. A2, Luster-Rainin scored 155 into overtime, and Florida beat Washington 5-4 for its best 10-game start in franchise history. Now 9-0-1. Florida's Alexander Barkov scored 2 goals, raising his career total to 188, tying Ole Jokinen for the most in franchise history. Remember the name Sasha Barkov? It's probably going to come up again later here in the next while. Willie Nylander scored on a power play at 3:43 of overtime to lift Toronto past Tampa Bay 2-1. I would suggest.
I like it.
I would suggest my Golden Knights have returned. Jonathan Marchessault scored twice, and Vegas beat Ottawa 5-1 at the Canadian Tire Center. Matthias Janmark, Brett Howden, and Alex Pietrangelo also scored for Vegas. Robin Lehner made 38 saves. And for Ottawa, Brady Tkachuk scored and then was named team captain here this morning. Christopher Letang stuffed a wraparound past Karahat, 157 into overtime. Pittsburgh beat Philly 3-2. Jamie Benn scored at 2:59 of overtime in the Dallas Stars 4-3 win over Calgary. And this is the one. Brandon Saad scored twice in his second game back from the COVID-19 list, and the Blues used a 3-goal second period to beat the San Jose Sharks 5-3. Pavel Buchnevich and James Neal also scored. Robert Thomas sealed it with an empty netter for the Blues. That scoring outburst helped Joel Hofer get the win in his NHL debut with 23 saves, the former Swift Current Bronco. Hofer also got an assist on the empty netter. How about that?
We were just sitting at lunch with an NHL scout and talking about Joel Hofer. We just brought him up, and where is he going to go? And then all of a sudden he gets a start, he gets a win. We didn't bring him up on the show, but that's almost the RP bump, which we haven't talked about in a long time.
Nobody's had it for a while.
That was the RP bump. We talked about him over lunch, and all of a sudden he's got the win. So congratulations, Joel.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what went on in the NHL last night. Moving on to point 2. We're all out of order here on the points, but that's fine. The Hamilton Tiger Cats can clinch a playoff berth with a win or a tie tonight against the visiting BC Lions. BC is on a 6-game losing streak. Elsewhere in the CFL tonight, the struggling Edmonton Elks have one more chance to get a win at home this season with the Saskatchewan Roughriders in town. The Riders have a postseason berth already locked down in the West Division. So just hold on to your bingo cards. The entire second segment today is going to be dedicated to this weekend's CFL games and the doubleheader tonight. So I'm moving on to point 3, which is Thursday night football. Carson Wentz threw 3 touchdown passes, and Jonathan Taylor rushed for 172 yards and 2 scores to carry the Indianapolis Colts to a 45-30 victory over the New York Jets on Thursday night football. This is where it gets interesting. Jets backup quarterback Josh Johnson threw for a career-high 317 yards and a career-best 3 touchdowns in the final 18 minutes. He came into the game when Mike White injured his right forearm in the opening quarter. He was the star of the weekend's game when they beat the Bengals, Mike White. He was the biggest thing in New York this week, and then he gets hurt. So coming out of the game, the Colts improved to 4-5. The Jets dropped to 2-7. And to be honest, the Colts were running away with it early. Josh Johnson comes into the game and makes it a game. That was what I was watching last night because for whatever reason, I couldn't get my NHL feed to work. Had to watch Florida, America's team, the Panthers. But anyways, the question is, and I've tweeted it. I have not looked up the results yet because I can't quite get to it right now. But they're saying that there's a curse on the New York Jets. And somebody, I know there's a lot of Jets fans that watch, Colin in Ottawa, Ryan in New York. What's the origin of this curse on the New York Jets? I'm not familiar with it. I'm familiar with the Babe Ruth curse on the Red Sox, which, of course, is now over. I have some time to be convinced whether there is or there isn't. Because I say there's no such thing as luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get. I fully believe that. Oh, he's just lucky. No, he's been working his bag off for 30 years, actually, while you've been watching him. So, yeah, he's not that lucky. Yet, are you spiritual and do you believe there's a plan?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Little column A, little column B.
Right. So I don't know. I could be, because I believe in football gods and hockey gods. I've seen them at play. So I don't know. Do you believe in curses? Have you put it up yet on for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center? Do we have a body of work yet, a sample size? 54% say no, they don't believe in sports curses. I feel like I want to put that to our guest today. Do you? I could go either way.
When it comes to the New York Jets being cursed or not cursed, and where does this go and where did it start? I firmly believe this started with the butt fumble. Mark Sanchez and the butt fumble. They were a team on the rise. Rex Ryan, Sanchez, they had some good players. They had made a couple of conference finals. They had had some moderate success against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in New England. I mean, you were in that meat grinder of a division. Well, I mean, the whole division wasn't, but having that team and dynasty in it, the butt fumble. Much like with the Cowboys, it was Romo, right, bobbling that football. I think that's where the Jets curse starts. Do I believe in sports curses? Something's at play in some of these markets. There's something going on. The gods in these sports, the hockey gods, the football gods, they're going to make sure, they're going to correct things. They're going to make sure that you earn it, right? I mean, I'm probably leaning towards yes.
I'm starting to think I am too, and I love the reaction from the Rod Squad. Bring it from the viewers. I keep seeing 10-10 every day and night. It's unbelievable. If you believe in numerology, now would be the time to talk about it.
Well, I see 10-10, and I just think of those 10-10-220. You know, dial the number.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was for. But
Jeff, the Stamps fan. Yep. He believes in it. From Jeff Kibilis in Winnipeg, as a Bomber fan, yes. Curses exist. From Sandusky, watching in Ohio, says Cleveland Browns are cursed. So far, it's like 100%.
I know.
Yeah, I'm okay. I get it. And by the way, you say it started with a butt fumble. I'd like to think that was just a continuation of a curse with the New York Jets. It was like, did Joe Namath leave the locker room and put a hex on it, you know, when he was done? Because that was the last time they were good, man, and that was the 70s.
Somebody did something in the organization. Could be upper management, could be somebody in the training staff, could be a player that we don't really know about, and the universe isn't ready to forgive them for it. Mm-hmm. Something happened to put the curse on this team, and enough good hasn't happened yet to make them want to get off the hook.
From Tacona Powley in Winnipeg, Rod, are you familiar with the Winnipeg Jets curse? Dates back to 1974 when Winnipeg won a court decision between the WHA and NHL, allowing NHL players to flock to the WHA, a.k.a. Gordie Howe. Is that why we're saying the Jets have never won a Stanley Cup? I'm here for the argument. I didn't know what the origin was, but it's very clear the Jets have had something working against them for the last 40 years, 50 years. So Ryan Gregory, who writes in on YouTube, says curses are not real. I don't know. I could go back and forth.
Hot take.
Hot take. Hey, you trying out some new stuff back there? I like it. People are saying a lot.
Awesome.
Okay. A lot of people writing in that Jerome McGinley's cursed. I don't know. I think he's been pretty lucky in his life. He never did win a Stanley Cup. I get that. But everybody's going off about your bunny hug / hoodie moose. So do you want to tell them about that? They can still order it?
I believe so. If there's stock available. I haven't checked the stock with our shipping group yet, but rodpedersenshop.com, you can buy one. Joe Craig Jr. was in that battle, and if you haven't seen it, go back, look at the interview, just Google it on YouTube. And this is what he said. He was running. He wanted everybody to run for him, run a lap. And it was a lap for these 4 things that he believed in: faith, love, positivity, and strength. So we sent some money that way, and it was really good. So the shirts are still available.
Show your left sleeve to the world.
The show logo's on there.
We're going to a couple things. John from the 519 texting in on the text line. John Ferguson here from London, Ontario, watching on Rogers Game Plus. When you come to do a show here in London to cover the London Knights, our beautiful city, Richmond Row and the Hunters, I am undefeated at bubble hockey. I will bet you a steak dinner on the results at Toboggan Restaurant here in London. Write it down.
Whoa.
And you better not be writing checks with your mouth that your hands can't cash out there, Mr. Ferguson, because you've never seen me play bubble hockey before either. Who are the teams, by the way? Canada, USA, Canada, Russia. Bubble hockey's the one where the defensemen have the long sticks.
That's right.
To get into the corner. I know how to
sweep in the corner, right?
I have many an hour playing that. I'll get to more of your comments in a moment. I'm running. Do you believe in curses? Point 5, Jack Eichel leftovers. I don't know if you saw the coach of the Golden Knights last night, Peter DeBoer, after the game addressing. Now, they just won 5-1, but he was literally smiling like a butcher's dog when asked about the trade. He's just so happy. The top line for Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, Jack Eichel, Max Pumpkin Pacioretty, and Mark Stone. Ooh. So, listen, there's not a line like it in the NHL. There isn't. So, here's the thing. Kelly McCrimmon rolled the dice that Jack Eichel is going to come back 100%. And here's the thing. With people that roll the dice, you either win big or you lose big. But not playing at all gets you middling, boring results. And that's why I love the Vegas Golden Knights. They are my team. Now, I was considering gravitating towards the Florida Panthers because of late, they've been far nicer to me than any other NHL team. But now with all these people realizing that the Knights are my team, I can't go away from it.
Right.
Not immediately anyways, because they're still not signing my checks. And that just rolled over into point 6. We're summing this up quite tidily, Moose. You know, Eichel was a captain. He's not anymore. I see Matthew Tkachuk running around beaking the refs last night in the Flame Stars game, and I'm thinking that's why he's not the captain. You can't have a guy that emotionally charged, and believe me, I've been that my whole life. I see it from a mile away. He can't be the captain, yelling at the refs like he was. He was doing it all night last night. At some point, the captain's going to have to go speak to the referees in a sticky situation and try and get them to side with your team. If they hate you, if you've been yelling at them all night, or if you have a reputation, he can't be the captain. Matthew Tkachuk cannot. So I said to Moose in our morning meeting here, who's the best captain in the NHL? A couple names immediately came to mind. And I settled on Sasha Barkov of America's team, the Florida Panthers, the best captain. You just don't see them enough, guys. They're 9-0-1, and gals. They're 9-0-1. He's my best captain. I had another name. We changed. Who's your best captain? Who's the captain of the Leafs?
Yeah.
Who is it?
What's that?
Who's the captain of the Leafs?
Tavares. Johnny
Tavares. T. Okay, he's pretty good.
He's a pretty good captain. Yeah, he's a pretty good captain. I like him. Shea Weber, I thought, was a good captain. He was in Montreal, right?
Yeah, but not there anymore.
He had the C in Montreal, didn't he? And in Nashville. It's a really, really good question.
Who's the best captain in the NHL, y'all?
I don't think I have an answer right now in this moment. Give me the break.
Clark has just said Sidney Crosby.
Bingo!
You teed me up on that one, didn't you?
Crosby would be good.
Sidney Crosby.
Crosby's probably the best.
Who's the best captain?
That's a
Connor McJesus.
Is Bergeron wearing it in Boston now?
Yes.
So that's probably where I go. Bergeron, Crosby.
The warm-up is for E-Cold Electric. Come see our sales staff and in-house specialists for all your electrical needs. Again, the warm-up for E-Cold Electric. We're just getting into it. On the way, Tori Gurley and Justin Dunk. We'll talk about tonight's CFL games, too. It is a FlameTech Football Friday. FlameTech, locally owned and operated, industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology. We'll be back in a moment on Game Plus Television, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Number 16.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
I started the Shatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
We are back and on the air on a FlameTech Football Friday. Just me flying solo for a while. I think I can handle it. Yeah, the Moose is a busy guy. Incredibly busy guy, actually. I got to say, I can't throw him under the bus here. He had a very hectic day yesterday setting up the broadcast. Come on in, Moose. Setting up the broadcast over at Aspen Links Clubhouse. He's not even trying to sneak in, like just casually strolling in. Hey, Moose.
Hi.
What's the coffee today?
It is Caliber Coffee's Harvest Blend. It's the last pot of Harvest Blend. I got to go over there this afternoon and pick out some new flavors. I don't know if they'll have the winter one yet, but
warm and earthy.
Oh yeah,
how about that?
How about that?
I don't know. I can't see me bringing on a rant today, but we'll see. Brought to you by Bronco Plumbing and Heating. Hoping to see them this weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on.
You'll rant when I told you I just finished the coffee.
We're going to talk some CFL now, y'all. It is a Football Friday, of course. There are a lot of things going on in the National Football League, and Tori Gurley will join us next segment to talk about those. The Taco Time viewer takeover is coming up as well. I laugh because the comments are coming in from the CFL fan. They're all giddy. They're excited. It's game day. It's a doubleheader today. The BC Lions at the Hamilton Tiger Cats, followed by the Saskatchewan Roughriders at the Edmonton Elks. I would say that my whole evening's planned. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says, in my first ever time listening/commenting on the RP show, Rod called me an arsehole. Doesn't surprise me. And he came back. From Northside YEG in Edmonton says, was this the Joe Craig that played for the Riders? Absolutely, and the Bengals, I believe. If you've just tuned in, this bunny hug that the Moose is wearing, we created as a fundraiser for Joe. He was in a car accident. He caught COVID. Like, literally, couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
They thought he was paralyzed. He had to teach himself to walk again, and we're like, we got to help this guy out. So that was, and the viewers rallied to the cause. Was that? Well, it was during COVID, so I guess it was about a year ago at this time, right? So, yeah. So, to the games, we've already played the deal or no deal. I did look up the point spread at betregal.net for the Rider-Edmonton game tonight. It's 6.5 points for Sask at Edmonton. Here it is. Yeah, that hasn't changed. It opened at 6. It's now 6.5 Sask favored. And tonight, Hamilton home to the BC Lions. Hamilton favored by 6.5. Jeremiah Holy Mazzoli gets the start at quarterback, of course, for the Ticats. He has thrown for 300-plus yards in, I think it's 3 straight games. BC's lost 6 in a row. Clearly, my focus is on the Saskatchewan-Edmonton game, which isn't even voted Canada's game of the week. That's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I read the game notes on the Sask-Edmonton game. Let me just, real quick, we expect Hamilton to rope-a-dope BC? Molly-wop them? Is that what we're expecting?
I don't know about rope-a-dope them, but yeah, I do.
So do I. So how much time are we going to spend on this? I read the news articles. The BC Lions spent all week down in Southern Ontario. Remember they played at the Argos on Saturday. Now they're at Hamilton tonight. A lot of things to do in Southern Ontario. I'm sure they were happy to stay out there.
Well,
you got an owner now with big bucks.
Yeah. They pushed the Argos to overtime, right? Right to the end. BC's not just going to go away. I don't think they're going to go away. I think it'll be a closer game, but I think Hamilton wins. I think Hamilton is ready to go on a little bit of a run here.
I saw from the Ticats, can't remember which defenders said, Michael Riley's still Michael Riley, so this ain't going to be no cakewalk tonight at the Tim Hortons Field, at the Donut Box. And I'm going to miss Rod Black saying it.
Yeah. He would say it, too.
Wonderful tribute, by the way, to Rod Black from the CFL. Don't! Was there one?
I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't. If there was, I missed it.
Maybe a tweet.
And then later on tonight, it's the commentary today at rodpedersen.com, and it airs on Cat Country 98 FM and Rock 98.5 FM. You know, are you aware of what's going on here? This is generational shifts that are going on in the Canadian Football League. Sask going into Edmonton favored by 6.5 was unheard of in my 20 seasons as voice of the Rough Riders. Even when we had good teams and they were in the barrel, they'd still be favored at home. And I would think a lot of you folks, and then we have a lot of viewers and listeners in Edmonton, you know what it's like. You walk into Commonwealth and you've been there. They have the names all on the facade, inner facade of the stadium. The Warren Moons, Dan Kepley's, is it Tommy Joe Coffey? You feel like you're playing them as well as the current Eskimos, and now it's the Elks. It's just there was ghosts, right? There was the psych out of the field being the only grass field in the CFL, right? Guys would show up the day before testing all their footwear. For an hour, they'd be running around in the field. Worried, especially this time of year when it's cold.
Yeah.
You were just psyched out going into Edmonton all the time. Now the only player psyched out going into Edmonton is Edmonton.
I know.
How did this happen? And that's my point. What do they say? 98% of the world is not conscious, right? They're just walking around. Are you understanding what's gone on? Edmonton's dropped from up here to here. It's a fact. They were the flagship franchise for 25, 30 years. And if they lose tonight at home, it's the first time in Edmonton football history they've gone winless at home. Who does that? Has anybody ever done that? Edmonton hasn't. That was in the game notes. And furthermore, Saskatchewan can nail down home field, second place here if they sweep this back-to-back. Edmonton has not swept Saskatchewan in a back-to-back since 1957. How about that?
I know.
I'll say it.
How about that?
So Sask is positioned very well. That's my take on the games tonight. What's yours?
Yeah, the Edmonton thing is so interesting. Like, you wonder if anybody else is sitting back saying, how did we get here? How did this happen? How do we fall so far? I mean, it's not the same team in Edmonton, right? I was going to say the same Eskimos because it's not. It's the Elks. But every year, we're waiting for Edmonton. You just knew they were going to be in the playoffs. You knew they were going to be a contender. And to me, it kind of feels like, Mike Riley brought them back, obviously, and brought them back to, contention again. But it feels like when they got rid of Ricky Ray, that was kind of the start of the end in Edmonton, the trade. The Ricky Ray trade, and then, not re-signing or not being able to retain Mike Riley. They haven't found a replacement. So, yeah, Saskatchewan's going to roll into Edmonton, and I don't think there's going to be too much issues there. I really don't.
It's a dub.
You'd like to see the Elks put up a fight, but it's a mess. It's a mess, and you're almost looking ahead, being like, let's just start from scratch. Let's start next season. Ottawa's already started doing that. We'll see if Edmonton can.
I see a lot of comments coming in. This is unreal.
What?
They bitch that we don't talk enough CFL, so we talk CFL. Now they want to talk about Carey Price.
Yeah. Well, they're on board with the hockey show.
What do you want? We're trying to sit and have a CFL segment, and they want to talk about Carey Price. Which, by the way, from our friend Eric Engels from Sportsnet, he has tweeted. Did Eric break the news, Clark? I think he did. Carey Price is back with the Montreal Canadiens on Monday. Is that what we're doing? Are we switching to hockey talk now? Because that's what they want to talk about. They want to talk about the National Hockey League. All right, we're in. Let's do it. Carey.
There you go.
There he goes. Yes, Robin in Prince Albert says, what is it with the city of Edmonton trading away stars when they're doing great? Gretzky, Ricky Ray. What's next? McDavid? It's interesting, by the way, because we've switched to talking hockey here now. That's what the viewers clearly want. There was the rumor going around here that Connor Bedard, the exceptional player of the Regina Pats, wanted to trade. I did a little digging. I didn't have to dig too far. They said he doesn't want to trade. He loves his teammates. He loves the market. He loves the team. And the comparison was made to Connor McDavid. And we talked about this way back in, summer, maybe spring?
Yeah.
The types of players are going to ask for trade or want out. Deshaun Watson wanting out. The NFL's full of them. Is it a football versus hockey thing? They're just like Connor McDavid. Maybe it's an American-Canadian thing. Now that I think about it, because Jack Eichel wanted out of Buffalo, I do fully believe that he had the best of intentions when he got to Buffalo. It was sort of like the Edmonton thing, which I don't think the Oilers are there anymore, but it's chicken and the egg. Who was rotten, the Sabres or Eichel? Because by the end, they both were, and something had to change. And I guess we'll find out when he's centering the top line of Canada's team, Jack Eichel, once he's healthy here.
And maybe we'll find out that both are going to start getting healthier when you start removing the issue, right? Both will start becoming better places. Buffalo's going to be a better place to play, going to be a healthier organization. Eichel's going to be a healthier player, not just because he's getting surgery, but he'll be mentally healthier, more productive. Maybe it'll work out for both. But, players wanting out, the McDavid thing is interesting because I fully believe that it has nothing to do with winning. I don't think it has anything to do with winning. I think, winning is a byproduct. It's a result. I don't think not winning or winning Stanley Cups, I don't think that makes you happy or unhappy with a job, because it's about, do you love where you go to work every single day? Do you love what you do for 8, 10, 12 hours a day? The results, whatever. That's why I don't think that people take jobs or quit jobs because of money. I mean, we do, but money doesn't make you happy, and a big paycheck doesn't determine job happiness. We've done studies on that. It's every single day do you enjoy going to work. So that Edmonton culture seems like it's awesome. They literally seem like they're having a great time every day. Practice, games.
They do now.
Going to that building, that beautiful building to play, the facility, the city, all of it. That's what matters.
Now we're really rolling. And we're going to have to go to a commercial right away here with Tori Gurley coming in next. But from my cousin Christine, regarding Medicine Hat, regarding Jack Eichel, she goes, from Buffalo to Vegas. Sounds great to me. Well, if my brother's watching or listening right now, Lee, we were in an Uber in Vegas together, and the driver was a female. She's in a tank top and shorts. It was February, okay? And it was, I want to say it was like 80 degrees. So you know me well. We're driving and we're going to the rink, and I'm like, what's your deal? I said, nobody from Vegas is from Vegas, really. So what's yours? And she goes, I grew up in Buffalo. It was cold. And I just said, you know what? Why am I wasting my life here in the cold? So I packed up and moved to Vegas, and now I'm driving Uber, making more money than ever. Life is great. Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Let's go.
So Jack Eichel's doing the same thing. Maybe he knows her. I don't know. What?
Oh, you're going to go to Vegas too? Perfect. I'll call you when I need a ride.
Who, Jack Eichel?
Yeah.
Jack Eichel's going to drive an Uber till he's healthy enough to play in Las Vegas. You heard it here first.
Making more money than ever.
Making more money. Right. Okay, Moose, we'll see you back here for hour 2.
Later.
It is a FlameTech Football Friday. You're watching on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Hey Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies. like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a FlameTech Football Friday. FlameTech, locally owned and operated industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology. And by the way, our Friday guests are presented by Wheaton Kia. You can find Wheaton Kia at the corner of Albert and Avonhurst in North Regina. We bring in our NFL insider, Browns and Packers alum Tori Gurley today. And Tori, let's jump right into it. Man, if you don't mind, it's official this morning. The Cleveland Browns have released Odell Beckham Jr. It seems very much to me like an Antonio Brown situation with the Steelers and Raiders, but maybe it's not. What is going on there with your former club?
Yeah, it never was a great match for Baker or Odell. Odell is used to being in a volume type of system where you get 8 to 10 targets a game, and Eli Manning loved him. You know, at New York, that was the only true skill player they had, like someone that was elite, and they were able to build the team around him when it came to, game planning and just getting him the ball. But in Cleveland, there are just too many chefs in the kitchen. You have Jarvis Landry, you have David Njoku, you have two studs at running back, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. So now those targets or just scheming up plays like he was accustomed to, it just came to a halt, where now, you have all this friction where the ball is not being thrown on time, and it got messy with him bringing LeBron James into it or bringing Odell Beckham Sr. into it. And I think it's the best fit for Cleveland. Just let him go, and I just hopefully he doesn't end up in Tampa Bay.
Can you imagine? Could you? And he would star there. But at 4-4, the Browns are in last place of the AFC North. Safe to say this season has not gone the way they thought. They were picked to be a top 5 NFL team, Tori.
Yes, a lot of, I had them projected to be a playoff team and maybe be in a Super Bowl, represent the AFC. And it's far from that. Baker is in a contract year. And, as we mentioned at the beginning of the season, is that, this team is going to go as he goes. And right now, with them being so erratic, that's how they look. And they're at this 4-4. And they got a tough game against the Bengals on Sunday. And, it wouldn't shock me if the Bengals go out and get the win. But if the Browns find a way to win, despite all this turmoil, then that lets me know then that, Odell Beckham really wasn't the best move for them to have in the locker room.
Told you I would ask you about Aaron Rodgers. They go in, the Packers, into Kansas City on Sunday without Aaron because of COVID protocol. What a mess with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Did you see this coming?
No, I'm shocked and somewhat, disappointed, because I definitely look up to Aaron and for him to, I guess, use the words that would immunize or however he phrased it with the media. had us all thinking like, okay, he went out, got the shot, and he's going to do whatever it takes to help the team. And now putting himself in position where, he was breaking protocols along the way, and now you leave it up to the NFL to come down on you with any consequences they want. And, you're at the mercy of Roger Goodell, and we know how that thing works, man. Like, Roger could do whatever he wants, and that puts the Packers in a bind. So I'm hoping that, he learns from this, gets the shot, so he can be there for his team, because right now they're 7-1 and they're rolling. And what you're doing is giving a kid like Jordan Love an opportunity to show the world, what he's working with. And if he goes out and plays well against Kansas City and win, Aaron literally just, pushed himself off the cliff, and walked out of the door, because now they're going to take Jordan Love because he's so much cheaper. I think Aaron, his cap hit is extremely high. So if you can get somebody still on a rookie deal, you can pay everybody else on the team and build a team around that. So the next, 2 weeks are going to be huge for Jordan Love. And, I'm hoping Aaron Rodgers get it together.
I was asked why Cam Newton hadn't signed with anybody yet, and I felt he was like any veteran free agent waiting for the best opportunity even once the season kicked off. But now there's teams that have had a need, and they've just gone with their backups. Cam's still sitting on the street. What's the story there, Tori?
I just think his personality. Cam is a character, and, he demands a lot of attention, and it's not because is garnered or whatever. It's just you can't help but to look at him, man. He is very energetic, and he's that guy in the room that everybody has eyes on. So you don't want that cloud to be hanging over your quarterback one at the time, and it's going to take it's going to take damn near a whole quarterback room getting hurt and being out for the year for somebody to bring in Cam Newton, because if not, guys just don't want to take a chance with, not guys, but front offices just don't want to take a chance at somebody that's so, looked at in a regard as almost like an icon, like Tim Tebow, where it's just, it's just drama, unnecessary drama. If Tebow, worked out in practice or he did anything, he has more cameras around him than the actual starter, and you just don't want that to, interfere with the team goal of winning.
Yeah, those backups for the most part are all winning. Semien in New Orleans, Mike White till he got hurt with the Jets. So, yeah. Hey, those are all the football questions I had for you. How are you? Are you a father yet? If you are, I missed it. What's the story?
No, due date is November 10th, and Kim wants him out. Like, we go on walks every day. She's eating hot food. Like, literally, she just wants the baby out. Like, so I'm over here. I'm being, the good husband and good father, and I'm just trying to go for walks and rub her feet and whatever we got to do to get little man out of there. So we're just gonna, hold it in the road until then.
TJ, Tori Jr., I can't wait. I knew that I would know. I couldn't think that I've missed it. And lastly, home field advantage, Tori. You continue to crush it. ToriGurley.com, where you're announcing these things. I'm just so proud of what you're doing in this career. Update us on what's happening there.
Yeah, it's grown tremendously. So many kids have picked up offers. I have kids all over the country who picked up offers from Alabama, Oregon, Georgia, Texas A&M, Pittsburgh, Clemson. I never could wrap my mind around it. And once again, man, I just want to thank you guys, man. I definitely want to thank you, Rod, because you gave me the blueprint of being able to use communication on television to now being able to communicate with parents and educate everybody on this recruiting process. And, it went from something I was doing for fun, and now it's a business where it's just literally running itself. And I just can't help but to thank you for that, because I was just looking for different ways to, transition from playing ball. So thank you. Like, I'm forever indebted to you guys. And just know when I get there, we cooking again. Me, TJ, and Kim, we're on the grill, and it's going to be a good time.
Hey, Miss, I did not bring it up for you to say that. I just wanted you to tell the world. But you did all the work, Tori. So thank you for that. And if nothing else, I'll see you at Super Bowl. There's no doubt. Have a great weekend. I appreciate the time today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You betcha, bud. Our NFL insider, Tori Gurley, Browns and Packers alum. Check out what he's doing at ToriGurley.com. and home field advantage, connecting kids to schools and the National Football League. Taco time. Viewer takeover is next. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus Television Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of fun. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds, feeling the air. It's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down. Bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Yeah, it is time for Taco Time Viewer Takeover, and I believe we have a winner here with Taco Time and the RP Show partnership. Canadians love local. Go loco. Eat local. Taco Time uses fresh ingredients sourced in Canada. Our beef, chicken, cheddar cheese, sour cream, and Mexi fries are all sourced in Canada.
Spicy.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you're telling me the Mexi fries are made in Canada? You're forgiven.
On.
You're forgiven. Just ahead of that, poll question is, do you believe in sports curses? 59% of you on Twitter saying, yes, you do, for Capital Automall Universal Collision Center, the poll question. Sports fan Ian's watching in Calgary, and he says, I don't believe in them, but I appreciate how they get woven into the fabric of sports culture and are fun. I still haven't made a final decision on whether I believe in them or not. But like him, they make a great story. Just a quick sports update. 3 Canadian clubs are at home tonight among the 5 NHL games. The Jets face the Chicago Blackhawks. The Oilers host the New York Rangers, and the Nashville Predators visit Vancouver. The Toronto Raptors chase a 6th straight win tonight with the Cleveland Cavaliers in town. The Raps are coming off 3 straight road wins and want to carry that momentum into Scotiabank Arena. American Matthew Wolff takes a 2-stroke lead into today's second round of the PGA's Worldwide Technology Championship in Mexico. Nick Taylor of Abbotsford is the top Canadian, 6 strokes back. Canada's Brad Gushue and Tracy Fleury remain unbeaten at the Grand Slam of Curling's National in Chestermere, Alberta. They've advanced to the playoffs of the $300,000 event that features the world's top 16 men's teams and top 16 women's teams. A sports update for Ballers Rec Room, Tap Brewhouse and Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. And I know people are saying, get to the viewer comments. I get it. Mandy, watching from, I think, Saskatoon, says, Lord, now I'm going to be hungry every time Taco Time viewer takeover happens. That's the idea. It's a perfect time of sponsorship for that particular business just before lunch. And I feel like maybe Moose and I will be hitting up some crisp meat burritos, soft meat burritos today for lunch. Why the heck not? I wanted to wait till he was in there to tell him that I talked to Taco Time yesterday after the show. I guess I'll bring that up in hour 2. From the text line regarding tonight's Sask at Edmonton game, Metal Shingle Guy writes in and he says, trapping in northern Alberta is good this time of year. Lots of fresh legs in tonight. Is that trapping terminology? I'm not familiar with it. I tell you the story about that hunter that I ended up sitting beside at the airport in Toronto last month when I was coming home from Florida. He wanted to swap hunting stories. I'm like, bro, I don't have one. I don't have one hunting story to share with you. Not one. Other than mice and mouse traps. That's about it. Brady in Saskatoon says, hey, Rod, that Habs team might be the #1 Stanley Cup Finals fluke in the history of the NHL. Went from a really good team who played with passion and a full team effort to a lackluster dumpster fire in one offseason. Brady says, I predict a Riders blowout tonight against the Elks. From Brady in Saskatoon. DG in Saskatoon says, morning, guys. It's time for a prediction. Here is my prediction of the top 3 landing spots for OBJ. Keep in mind, because of the Browns and how they... 1 minute remaining in hour 1.
LFG.
He says, keep in mind, the way the Browns structured his release, he is very attractive to a team looking to grab him off waivers, so he won't even get to free agency. Number 1, Jacksonville. Number 2, Washington. And number 3, Atlanta. Predictions from DG in Saskatoon where OBJ might land. Ray in the 6, Kitchener, Ontario area, watching on Game Plus TV. Hey, Rod, how good was the Colts offensive line last night? They opened up gaping holes for Jonathan Taylor all night. And looking forward to the CFL game tonight. Have a good sporty weekend. That from Ray in the 6. Moose comes back for hour 2, and we've got Justin Dunk with us in studio. Coming up after this break here on Game Plus Television.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse is a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Hey, Don.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. BDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Prairie Mobile is your SaskTel authorized dealer. Whether you're looking for talk, text, or data, shared, unlimited, or business plans, Prairie Mobile will help you find the SaskTel wireless plan that's right for you. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
I started the Shatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Right now.
Obviously, I'm friends with everybody around here. So one of the security people, you give them a badge, right? And they're big shot.
How about that?
Guy was bragging to me one night. He's like, I denied John Cornish getting into Ryderville. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Who cares if he wants to cut the line? Let him in. What the hell? I'm still mad about that 8 years later. Like, what are you doing?
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome inside the bunker, everybody. Broadcasting from the NHL's Bermuda Triangle on Game Plus television. It's the RPShow, and I might add that if Game Plus is not available to you, you can always watch on YouTube. And today is the last day that we're broadcasting on Facebook Live. We are taking Facebook to the train station.
Oh, no.
That's right.
Oh, my God. I hadn't heard that one yet.
We're taking Facebook to the train station right after the show. And then we're going to Taco Time.
To celebrate.
I
like that there was some people, at least early on, I don't know, they were getting sentimental. Last day on Facebook, let's have a good finish. Our boy Jug was in there.
Are you sentimental at all? I used to be. Now I'm not sentimental at all.
I think I'm a pretty sentimental person, but I'm also not going to just hang up on things and stick with them just because I'm sentimental about it. I'll have a feeling, I'll take a little knee and say a little thank you to Facebook. We wouldn't be on the air without being on them with Facebook to start. And the great relationship we had with them. And we're not leaving Facebook completely. I mean, the live show is. We still put great content on Facebook.
Yeah. We're taking Facebook to the train station right after today's show. This reminds me of my sponsor, Bob, who you've never met, but he was selling a car. You know the car that Mike Myers drove in
Austin Powers?
Austin Powers, the British little... He had one of those. And he's like, I'm having a tough time. He sold it. He's like, I'm having a tough time letting it go. I said, it's a car, Bob. It's a car. It's not going to miss you. I could just hear my mom. Oh, Roddy, you mean son of a... Joking, right?
Yeah.
People are loving the Taco Time sponsorship, and I'm not quite sure how we're deciding who's got the comment of the day or how that's all going to work. I don't know. I'm just the pretty face here. But Stacy, watching from Access Television World Headquarters, says, I want a crisp meat burrito, too. The ad is working. That's the whole idea.
It's beef, it's cheese, and it's like deep fried golden brown. I don't know if it's deep fried, but it's golden and crispy and like...
I was having a conversation with a friend in Florida the other day about what makes Taco Time the leader, the winner. And I said, it's the spice of the ground beef. Because there's a lot of Mexican places out there, but why Taco Time's a winner? And I think they use Old El Paso. That's what I think it is. Justin Dunk is in the building. And he was just pounding a burrito. And I said, hey, why don't you get out here for this next segment? But his mouth was full. He's like, oh. So he's going to come in the next one.
He's watching in the green room.
In the lobby?
Yeah, in the lobby.
In the lobby. Darren, watching in Salt Lake City, says, can't wait for Yellowstone's premiere on Sunday. Absolutely. See who's getting taken to the train station in the season premiere of season 4. You know, the guy what season was it? The guy that was supposed to go to the train station, and they didn't take him to the train station, and he ends up playing his guitar in a honky-tonk, and Kevin Costner, John Dutton, sees him, and he's like, what? Take him to the train station! And then they did.
Casey getting soft.
Exactly.
Casey's getting soft. He's sentimental.
For those hockey people, you guys remember Perry Shockey, Perry S. Hockey? Watches our show every day in Lethbridge on Game Plus Television. Hockey coach, now broadcaster, was a scout for the LA Kings for years. He sent me a picture that he was hanging out with Casey Dutton, Rip, in Whitefish, Montana. I'm like, next time, invite me.
A phone call would be nice.
Those guys just go hang out up there in those towns, Kalispell and Whitefish, just to go hang out.
I love it.
From EGA on YouTube says, Justin Dunk rocks. He's got CFL news galore. I was saying this to Moose the other day, or was it this morning? I'm very interested to see what Justin Dunk brings for CFL news right now, because in the NFL just today or this week, we've got Aaron Rodgers in the COVID situation. We've got OBJ being released by Cleveland. What are the other stories? The injured quarterbacks being out and the backup starting. Tua. I meant to say that.
Watson.
Right. I meant to. So, yeah, did you hear this one? Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins quarterback, is at the podium yesterday. And the media says, how do you feel, Tua, about your owner getting permission to talk to the Houston Texans about the availability of Deshaun Watson? Tua is like, first I heard of it. No. And, of course, this came to me on Athletic because I got a notification from Athletic to read the article. So I clicked on it. Boom. Whoa, that happened? And the writer was like, there's no way that Tua couldn't know. This has been in the news that the Dolphins were pursuing Deshaun Watson. I'm like, I don't think you understand. It depends on the player. You can actually shield yourself from that if you really want to.
Yeah.
And the head coach of the Dolphins, Brian Flores, said, he goes, part of the job in the NFL is blocking out the noise and the distractions, which it is. I don't think people understand that. The CFL is no different. But we're just being inundated with all this NFL news, and I'm sitting there going in the CFL. I said to Darren, what are the top stories right now other than playoff races? Because I read the game notes. The Edmonton Elks could still make the playoffs, but as it said in the game notes, it'll take 7 different scenarios for them to make the playoffs.
Still alive.
Still alive. So you're saying there's a chance. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Lloyd Christmas. Mandy. Oh, Jeff the Stamps fan says, where is the bar in Montana with the mermaids swimming? That, Jeff, is the Sip and Dip, and it's in Great Falls, Montana, the home of the Dickinson boys and Ryan Leaf. And apparently Charlie Russell in Cowboy lore.
Really?
Yeah.
The fact that you had an answer for that, that's one of the great treasures about this show. There really is.
It's the Sip and Dip.
Sip and Dip.
In Great Falls, Montana. There's mermaids behind, like actual live girls in mermaid outfits. It's not a strip club. It's a lounge.
How do I get that?
They don't make them like they used to. What, you want to be a mermaid?
Swimming, yeah, getting paid.
Mandy says
it's not inclusive.
Mandy says, I want to see a Duke Williams touchdown tonight. Last I saw, he's not playing, right? Isn't he? Dunk will have that news. Dunk will know. What's this? GTD, Clark says.
Yeah.
Game time decision. I feel like this is a lot of fun today.
Very much.
Approved.
Jeff, was it Jeff? No, Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg says, I dated a Beth Dutton type once. Never again. Hot but crazy? They can really suck you in. What do you got? There were some things that we were going to bring up. You said, make sure you bring them up when we're on the air.
Oh, we do have NFL predictions.
Let's go! LFG for BetRegal.net. This would be a great weekend. You're less than a week into the Build Your Bank Challenge with BetRegal.net. Sign up, play for free. Clark will put the links up here in a moment. But here you go. These are our NFL picks. Moose's for the weekend. He's been very successful with these. Plus Nelson, his prop of the week, our content creator. Over to you, Moose.
Yeah, we're having a good year. Winning season, and we're going to keep that rolling. We got some pretty favorable spreads. The Raiders on the road against the Giants. The Giants have just had a lot of trouble. Now, eventually they're going to get it together, and they're going to surprise people. They're going to win some games. They're not going to lose every game the rest of the season. But Vegas, I think, is a team to watch out for. I think they're a team that could creep into the top 5 and contend in the AFC. So I like Vegas to keep rolling, and a 3.5-point spread is easy for me to say, okay, I'm in. The Chargers, too, just 2 points over Philly. Now, it's in Philly, which is tough. And the Chargers have been going through a little bit of a weird funk, but they still remain highly effective passing the football. I like the Chargers on the road with just a 2-point spread. And the Cleveland-Cincinnati game, I think there's just too much turmoil in Cincinnati. I think Baker is in a weird spot. And I like Cleveland to cover the spread. I think they need to make a statement this week after a really bad game losing to the Jets. So I like Cleveland, LA, and Vegas. And Nelson's prop of the week, Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. It's over under 268.5 passing yards against Jacksonville. He'll take the over on that, and I probably would too.
The Build Your Bank Challenge is live now at BetRegal.net. We encourage all of you viewers to head there. There's a beautiful ad. Who put that together? Woo! I like those helmets. Crashing together. Build Your Bank Challenge, and we're putting up 2 tickets to the Grey Cup in Hamilton in December for the winner of your Build Your Bank Challenge. It's just points. All you got to do, play for free. You get 1,000 points to start with, and at the end of the month, those with the largest amount of points will win 2 tickets to the Grey Cup for BetRegal.net. It's 11:11.
Means you should enter that
Keep your
opportunity.
Enter now, and you'll have a chance to win. I can guarantee that. Yeah. What else you got, Moose? I'm loading up my sports update here, so you tell me what is on your mind. You're looking forward to, what is it, Week 8 in the National Football?
I am. You know, it was a hard week to pick when you look at some of the betting odds. I really like Green Bay, too, though, to cover against Kansas City. I didn't pick it as an official bet on this segment, but I'm probably going to take Green Bay to cover a 7.5-point spread on the road in Kansas City. It's a tough place to play, but you know what? Kansas City's defense didn't change, and Kansas was favored by, I think, 1.5 leading in. They're saying the quarterback's worth about a touchdown. Your starting quarterback's worth about a touchdown, so now it's a 7.5-point spread. I like Jordan Love to not play and put up 300 yards or 350 yards and 3 touchdowns, but I like him to have success against this tough, weaker Kansas City defense. So I like Green Bay to cover. I don't know if they'll beat the Chiefs. It's a big game for them too. They need to get on a roll and snap out of this funk, but I like Green Bay to cover. And Tennessee's an interesting one in LA because, the Rams are loading up, obviously. Von Miller and Aaron Donald now paired on the same defense. That's going to be tough. No Derrick Henry. But I think Tennessee will be able to compete. I really do. I don't know that they're going to win. So it'll be a tough week.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Have we decided how we're deciding the winner of the Taco Time gift certificates on a daily? Is it daily?
It's weekly.
Weekly, okay. Starting next week.
So literally, your show, you like a comment, award the gift card.
You're putting this on me?
Yeah.
No, it's a team.
Well, we'll
team.
talk about it.
Yeah,
but it's not something we're going to deliberate on after the show and then award it later and then come back the next day. In the moment, if you like a comment, we'll hand it out. And if we need to have a commercial break to deliberate on it, then we'll take it.
Speaking of the comments, very interesting from Sergeant Pickles. Watching in Seattle, he says, can't wait for Gio's regular season return to Calgary. Is it going to be that big of a deal? He's already been there once in the preseason. It didn't seem like that big of a deal to me. Unless I missed it.
Okay, before I go, Tacona really wants to know about these football playoffs.
1 second. NHL to Houston tweeting us.
Oh.
Where'd it go? NHL to Houston tweeting us. Here it is. Tillman Fertitta says he wants NHL in Houston, and they got the Toyota Center. I'll never forget, we were out for lunch with George Cortez, my football friend buddy. You were there in Houston. I don't remember the name of the place, but dang it, was it good.
Oh, yeah.
Steakhouse, right? And I'm like, George, who's the owner of the Houston Rockets? Remember? Tillman Fertitta. The way he said, put his hand. Tillman Fertitta. He says he wants the NHL in Houston. Well, so do I. Anyways, to Tacona Pali. What do you got?
Yeah, I'll give you Canada West. I mean, it's going to be great playoffs coming. Last week of the regular season, Canada West, and there are many scenarios. I just got the email from the conference with like 6 or 7 different playoff scenarios. I'll tell you this. The Saskatchewan Huskies have locked up first place. They're going to host a semifinal. And the other semifinal is either going to be in Winnipeg, Edmonton, or Vancouver. So any one of those 3 can get into second place. The only other thing we know is that the Regina Rams have been eliminated from the playoffs. And the team on the outside could be any one of the others. I mean, it could be the Calgary Dinos out of the playoffs. They play Saskatchewan this week. They could be Alberta, the Golden Bears, who have had a pretty good year too. So it'll be fun. You got to be watching Canada West TV and check your local cable listings. We'll have the regional broadcast.
Darren Workman watching in Salt Lake City says, just wait. The Coyotes are coming. My word, are the Coyotes awful. They are the drunk uncle we don't talk about. Nobody's talking about how bad the Coyotes are or how bad that situation is. We're just not talking about it. That's the sense that I get.
It's just, you would say the drunk uncle. Well, he's just going to show up and sit on that chair, and he's just going to be sipping on rum and cokes all evening. And that's just a thing that happens. And Bob's your uncle, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what it feels like with the Coyotes. We're not talking about it because it doesn't surprise anybody.
A viewer in Alberta just randomly has texted from the 403 a meme that says, get ripped, with a photo of Rip from Yellowstone.
I like it.
Yeah. In case you missed it, this is the last day on Facebook Live. Every one of our 607 episodes have aired on Facebook Live. After today, no more. We're taking them to the train station.
And if I may, that new text line Monday will allow us to put your photos on the air. So that'll be really cool.
Moose, we'll see you back for overtime.
See you then.
Get all your football questions ready. We got a special treat for you. It's your lucky day. Justin Dunk of 3downnation.com and Canada West TV joins us in the bunker next. We're broadcasting from the NHL's Bermuda Triangle on a FlameTech Football Friday on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook live streaming and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down, bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Gotta shine. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
CFL fans, rejoice. We have the number one insider here, the Adam Schefter of Canada. I never asked if you like that or not. Do you like that, JD? Are you cool with that?
Adam Schefter's a way bigger personality than I am. I'll take
Pull that mic in. Pull that mic. I heard Clark was telling me that you were just on Tim and Friends. Was that yesterday?
That's right, last night.
You're hitting all the big show.
Yeah, man, making the rounds.
What'd you guys talk about?
Well, the main topic I think that was interesting, and that's been getting a lot of reads on 3 Down Nation, is Cody Fajardo talking about why offense is down overall. And actually, I had one of the nerds, and I say this, genuinely.
They understand.
At Sportsnet, pull the numbers. And I believe it was since 2017, Roddy, the CFL, the average score in a CFL game is down nearly 10 points. Now, obviously, there was the year off there, but the NFL is going the complete opposite way. The NFL
Last night's a great example. Yeah.
Exactly, 45-30. That looks like an old school CFL game. I know Jonathan Taylor was doing this thing on the ground, but still, that was a hot topic, and that piece is going off because Fajardo came out and said that he felt like it's because of the year off. To be honest, man, you're pros, right? You know how it is in media. When you show up, you got to perform. I don't want any of this, we were off for a year or it's harder to score in the Canadian field and you got to be more accurate as a quarterback. Now, I like Cody Fajardo, but right now, Roddy, he's the second leading passer, I believe, in terms of average yards per game. He might even be the second leading passer overall, and he's averaging like 250 yards a game.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. Like, the CFL in the mid-'90s, early 2000s, you got to be throwing for 300 or more just to be in the football game.
Yeah, I see it now, these 300 yards. They're all making a big deal about Masoli with 300. It's funny you bring that up. I'm like, if you weren't throwing for 300 in the 90s, you weren't playing.
Yeah,
or you were losing for sure. But we can't have this, though. Like, is it a fad or is it a trend? I mean, coming back next year, how do you just snap your fingers and say, well, we're ready? The one thing I heard about this year off, because that's the prevailing thing you keep hearing, that it's because of the year off. People say, we're into week 14 now.
Yeah.
How long do you need to get back in the groove?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't think we can keep making excuses, man. And I think a lot of it, too, and I talked about this with Timmy on his show, but it bears repeating, like a player like Lamar Jackson, right, wins the MVP award in the NFL a couple of years ago. But 20 years ago, he would have been in the CFL. Guys like that, a Baker Mayfield, a Russell Wilson, you'll go on down the list. So I think the athletes that are actually better suited for the bigger field up here in terms of the Americans are sticking in the NFL, and that's why we don't see those guys up here. I'm not saying it would make it a better game, but also I think the other thing that's been an issue is the coaching has turned way more conservative. Like, we're seeing Ryan Dinwiddie try to kneel the clock out with 40-plus seconds left. Now, he owned it, but still, we would have never seen that in the old CFL. You'd be throwing the rock around, man.
Absolutely. So I don't know what the answer is to that, though. Because it seems like it's going one way here.
It does. It really does. Honestly, it almost seems to me a little bit like we're going down the road in baseball, right? Where they're playing all these percentages. The game is all funky now. Maybe I'm just an old school guy, or I like the idea of having an ace starter that can go 6, 7, 8 innings. But now in the CFL, it's become so much about field position, so much about controlling the football. When the CFL is known for that wide open scoring type of game, that I don't know how you can necessarily, you can tweak the rules, but you can't tell the coaches to go back against it because their careers and jobs are on the line, right? They're going to do what they think is best to win.
No doubt. John Schmeizer's watching in Kansas City. He says the CFL is missing out big time by not partnering with 3 Down and the Rod Pedersen Show. It's a missed marketing opportunity. By the way, John, I've seen your comments all morning, and I apologize I haven't been able to get to them because they've been good, and I appreciate you hanging in for...
The CFL wants to know part of 3 Down.
They don't want a lot of part of this either. So I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. So the comments are coming in now, and I'm going to get to them as many as I can. But David Asplin, watching in Winnipeg, says, Dunkster, does Trevor Harris make it out of Winnipeg alive with Montreal, or does he continue to struggle? We're talking about Canada's Game of the Week, Alouettes at Blue Bombers, Saturday night. What's going to happen?
He makes it out of Winnipeg, man. And to be honest, I really feel like he deserves none of the blame for what happened in Edmonton. Brock Sunderland, Jamie Elizondo threw him under the bus, Roddy. That's why they shipped him out of town. Let's think about this for a minute. Let's pull this back. They traded Trevor Harris for an American defensive end, Antonio Simmons, who had to be coerced to go to Edmonton. He didn't want to go play for the Elks. And then Brock Sunderland goes out and trades for Nick Arbuckle, gives up a second-round draft pick for a quarterback, Roddy, who's never been in Jamie Elizondo's system, has no familiarity with Sunderland or anybody else there in the organization, right? Trevor Harris has at least been there for a couple years, and you think you're going to be better off? So my money tonight is on Harris performing well, because the last time he was there, with the Elks, it was just complete disarray. So I'm not saying he's going to go in there and beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, because I think Mike O'Shea and Kyle Walters and Wade Miller and everybody there has developed a winning culture. But I think Harris will play well. And we saw a little taste of it when he got in at the end of the game last week. And I think a big factor in that is Kahari Jones and his energy, right? He's an upbeat guy. We see him dancing before the game. We don't see him calling out players like Jamie Elizondo. And to me, that's the issue in Edmonton, is the culture. So that's why I think Harris plays better tonight.
And calling out coaches as well on the sidelines that say it. I mean, I then fired him the next day. So I like Jamie, but I don't know what has gone on in Edmonton.
We're just speaking facts, man.
Yeah, well, it's what we see.
Yeah.
It's right there on the screen in front of us. Well, I got to say this. You see how the CFL fans have come alive.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, I love it. What about this? And I'll get to the questions in a moment, but there is this, what should I say? There's a growing murmur that Cody Fajardo and Jason Maas aren't seeing eye to eye. Speaking of what I see on the sidelines, they had a bit of a spat in Calgary after the time count violation. And you talk about the offense not clicking as much in Saskatchewan. What do you know about that situation?
Well, what I can tell you is just from people close to it, right? I'm sure you've heard some of the same stuff, but is there with people coming into the year that felt like at some point there was going to be a clash here? Because Fajardo maybe didn't necessarily fit Moss's offense like we saw with Michael Riley, or at the time, Mike Riley pushing the football down the field. Now, that is no slight against Fajardo whatsoever, but they're different type of quarterbacks, different types of passers. And we've seen it be talked about, and I hate to even use this cliche, but beat a dead horse or continue to talk about it, but the deep balls just haven't been there. Now, part of that's been Shaq Evans, but we necessarily haven't seen it yet from Duke Williams. So I think it's the offense being a little bit of a square peg and Fajardo maybe being that round that you're trying to fit into the hole sort of thing. So I think that's the issue right now with the Riders offense, is that Fajardo really was at his best under Stephen McAdoo, who I think, to be honest, got run out of town unfairly when he was hitting those timing throws, right? When they were using Willie P. So I would like to see the Riders run the rock a little more often. Now, Moss has shown he doesn't really do that, even going back to Edmonton. I'm not going to tell him how to do it, because when he was in Ottawa, he had 4,000-yard receivers, and Henry Burris was the MOP in his 40s. So he knows what he's doing on offense. But I think it needs to be tailored a little more to Fajardo. And also, you got to keep him, I think, a little healthier. The offensive line is really the issue, I think, with the team overall.
Darren in Salt Lake City says, does Justin Dunk think the large turnover in first-year CFL players may have to do with the absence of point production?
Yeah, it could be a little bit. I mean, there's been some talk around the league that you didn't have that 2020 year where there would have been some emerging stars. Roddy, you know how that works. Every year we see guys burst onto the scene out of nowhere, especially in the most outstanding rookie race. So I think that's part of the reasoning overall. And then some other people will say, well, maybe because some of the veterans came back, they were able to hang on for another year longer than they maybe would have, because they would have been pushed out in 2020 if we would have played. But hey, that's on the CFL. They decided not to play in 2020, and that's one of the things that we talked about in terms of canceling the season that was potentially going to hurt your game.
I think point production is one thing. It has hurt the marketing aspect, because I'm watching the Rider game specifically going, who are these guys? And I've referenced it many times. In the game notes going into the first Calgary Sask game, the first of 3 there, they said 55 players in this game are in their first contract. Right. So I talked to a football friend of mine. Did you see that in the game notes? I talked to a guy in the States. I said, what does this say? He goes, it says that teams have figured out they can win with rookies that are cheaper. So the CFL needs to figure out, then what are we really? Are we a developmental league, which frankly I do think they are, or what are we? Don't you think that's a bit of a problem with the CFL right now? They don't know what their identity is?
Yeah, I would agree. And I haven't said this anywhere else yet, but there's been some sort of rumblings that you go back a few years, and there were some talks between the league down south, the NFL, and the CFL about being a development league. So I get that people put their hands up in the air and say, no, we don't want to be thought of as a developmental league. But you got to think of your future. And if you're tied to the Shield down there, you're going to be alive. Right? NFL Europe was a totally different thing. You're across the pond. But if you were tied to the NFL, and there were some smart people talking about it and telling me about it, you're going to be there. The NFL is what? A multi-billion-dollar business? Like the CFL this year will lose easily tens of millions of dollars. And that is going to impact the potential of the future. I hate saying it, Roddy, and you've been involved in the league forever, but you got to look at these ways that, I hate saying it, and people out there won't like it, south of the border. The XFL is not going to be a thing for this league. It's
doesn't
not going to
look
save
like
the league.
it, yeah.
No.
Well, that's the thing with the NFL, partnering with them. All your problems go away if you partner with them.
Instantly.
Right, but the people in the CFL, and I think I know why they don't want to do it, their jobs become obsolete.
That's right, and they lose power, and especially at the president's level and the board of governors level, you have no say in what would happen.
That's very clear to me why they want nothing to do with the NFL. So, and the other thing, frankly, before we move on to funner topics, is with regards to the attendance issue in the CFL, we are sitting around talking about this amongst the sports figures, guys like Justin and I and others going, how are they paying the bills? It's a gate-driven league, and the attendance is terrible, and the owners are being forced to dig deeper into their own pockets. That's all. They're just incurring the losses.
They are.
Period.
People out there were wondering, well, how come Hamilton got a Grey Cup so soon? We know the answer to that, Roddy. Because Bob Young, he's not going to come out and say it, is helping fund some of these other teams. That's what's going on. So you reward the guy, right? That's exactly what happened with David Braley. He was the silent partner of the Argos for so long, and everybody knows his legacy in owning 2 teams. So you're rewarding the guy for helping keeping the league afloat. But how long can you do that?
Yes. Well, it's a major recovery effort. Major. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says Huff's been winning with younger, cheaper players for years. We know that. They're the Cadillac model of the CFL,
but
that way.
They did go out and add Trey Roberson and Reggie Begelton, and Huff got off his wallet to get both those guys there. So he does, yes, develop the younger players, but when he feels like those guys can have an impact, he will go out and spend. So I think it's a bit of a balance. It's not always just all younger, cheaper. And Bo Levi Mitchell's your boy. He's been there forever.
Yeah. Well, I got his jersey on the wall.
I saw your...
I have a Bo Levi Mitchell jersey on the wall right there. From Dan, the Jets fan in Winnipeg. Dunk. What is your predictions for the Grey Cup? Or who will be playing in the Grey Cup?
Oh, Dan, the Jets fan, put me on the hot seat, eh?
Yeah.
Man, it's got to be Winnipeg. And to be honest, at this point, with the way the Ticats are humming, I'm going there. You mentioned Jeremiah Masoli throwing for over 300 yards. It's a big deal because it's 2021 and there's been a lack of points and stuff. I just feel like they're rolling at the right time. And the offensive line in particular has been better for the Ticats, and I would like them to see, if they ride Don Jackson, then yeah, Ticats are my pick.
DJ.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I think it was earlier this week, a Grey Cup rematch between Hamilton and Winnipeg, I think would be the greatest thing for the CFL. What a storyline. Because right now, there aren't a lot of stories other than the quarterback carousel. What else? What are the big stories?
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, right? Who's going to be hired in Ottawa? Who's going to be the general manager? But if you look at what they've done recently, they re-signed Richie Leone, their talented punter, their talented kicker, Lewis Ward, who's from Kingston down the road there. So those are no-brainers. But the fact that Jeremy Snyder, who's the interim GM there, has been allowed to make these moves, and that they came out and named Jean-Marc Edmé, the interim assistant general manager, to me showed that, hey, these guys are sort of getting the shot already, right? There's some talk out there that, Jim Barker might be interested in the job, or would you look at some of the other candidates like a Ted Gavaya in Winnipeg, or Danny McManus, or G. Roy Simon in BC? Chris Jones, of course, is going to be talked about, right? But the thing is, when you're talking about Chris Jones, is he ain't coming there to not be the head coach too.
Right.
And Lapo's going nowhere. And the trick there is that Lapolice is going to have a say on who's hired, and he's going to want to have a say over the roster. He already has. Like, he's cooked this meal, and it's been a disgusting one, to be quite honest, because they're last in the league. He wanted a lot of these players, but he's going to continue to want to have that say. So I think when you're looking at Ottawa, right now, Jeremy Snyder would probably have the inside track because he has a working relationship with Paul LaPolice. And then, honestly, the other major storyline that has everybody buzzing behind the scenes is what's going on at Edmonton. There are people in this league that, for one, cannot believe that the board of the EE football team, or whatever you want to call them now, went out and hired, no disrespect, an American president. Like, how is that going to help your franchise develop business relationships in Canada? And we saw what happened with the name change, Roddy, right? They had to be pushed to the edge of the cliff before they were going to change that name by a Canadian partner. So, to me, I just don't understand what's going on in Edmonton. And that's at the board level. Like, hey, it's one thing to continue to pin things on Elizondo and Sunderland and even Chris Preston, the president there. But the board has made this decision, right, to bring this guy in. So I don't want to lay all the blame on him, because you need to set your franchise up for success. And you've had him in here a number of times, right? Jim Hobson was great. He was well-known in the area. He had connections. He was he knew what to do. But for some reason, Edmonton goes down to the States and pulls a president up. It just didn't make any sense to me.
And we get what we get.
Yes.
One more segment with the Dunkster. We'll be right back. What an absolute CFL extravaganza today on this FlameTech Football Friday. We'll be right back on Game Plus Television Network, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. A quick sports update. We do have breaking news on this Friday. Carey Price is preparing to return to the Montreal Canadiens. That's why we brought him out here on the desk. Habs head coach Dominic Ducharme confirmed Friday morning that the superstar goalie will rejoin the team on Monday. Ducharme said this morning that Price will meet with athletic therapists and develop a plan moving forward. He voluntarily entered the NHL's player assistance program on October 7th. No official reason was given as to why Price was entering the program, but his wife Angela cited mental health in an Instagram post when the news first broke that he would miss the start of the season. And I would ask you, why does it matter? Why does it matter why he went in? The main thing is he'll be back on Monday with the Habs. We wish him all the best. The Western Conference leading Edmonton Oilers welcome the New York Rangers to Rogers Place as part of tonight's NHL play. The Oilers have won 3 straight games and are off to a scorching start at 8-1. In other NHL play north of the border, Winnipeg hosts Chicago. Vancouver welcomes Nashville. The surging Toronto Raptors look for their 6th win in a row when they host the Cleveland Cavaliers. In NBA play, the Raps are back home after a 3-0 roadie. And Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott expects he will play against Denver on Sunday. Prescott coming off a calf calf injury that kept him out of last week's 2016 victory over Minnesota. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca and Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars. Order yours today at g2gbars.ca. RPShow viewers get 20% off with the promo code RPShow. Canada's #1 football insider, Justin Dunk, is with us from 3downnation.com. We're perusing all the comments here from the viewers. Wayne in Victoria, BC says, Rod, you are absolutely correct. What a great extravaganza today on the show. Mandy, the biggest Edmonton pro football fan that we know here, she says, interesting insight by JD regarding Edmonton. What was your insight? That it starts at the top? That's kind of what your insight is,
Yeah, the
right?
American president,
Yeah.
All the stuff behind the scenes.
My poll question we came up with today for the show, Justin, I want your take on it for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. Do you believe in sports curses? Because last night on Thursday Night Football, Mike White, who's supposed to be the next big thing with the Jets, goes down in the first quarter. And they got to fall to Josh Johnson, who wasn't terrible. But they're saying there's got to be a curse on the Jets. And our question to you, the viewers, is do you believe in sports curses? 57% on Facebook saying no. 59% on Twitter saying yes. And I'm literally somewhere in the middle. I can't make up my mind whether I believe in them or not. Because on one hand, I say the harder you work, the luckier you get. But on the other hand, I'm very spiritual and believe there's a plan and all the rest. So I don't know.
It's tricky.
How do you answer that?
I mean, I grew up in Ontario, obviously, so everyone talks about the Maple Leafs. And I do think around that team there is a curse. So for the Leafs, they have their own curse. But everything else, I'm kind of with you. I think it just takes its course, and it is what it is.
That's fantastic. Well, it's funny because I used to say, as you well know, for years as the voice of the Riders, I said, God's a Rider fan. And Mike McCullough, the Hall of Fame, soon-to-be Hall of Fame linebacker for the Rough Riders, said he wasn't in the 2009 Grey Cup. Not that day. That's from Mike. And Mike will also say, and he's also my financial advisor, don't ever let it be said that a football game doesn't come down to one play. Again, Exhibit A, 2009 Grey Cup. And you're a football guy. You believe that? It can come down to one play?
Holy man, yeah. You can pick them out most games, yeah.
Hey, you don't just cover the CFL, of course. You cover all of football. And but also Canadians in the National Football League and the NCAA. Please tell me, Chase Claypool going through a sophomore slump, or what's the deal?
Yeah, that's a little bit of a tricky one. I feel like at the start of the year, they wanted to feature Deontay Johnson. They re-signed Juju Smith-Schuster, so they had a lot of dudes there. And they drafted Najee Harris, right, who got a lot of touches. So I don't think he's necessarily going through a slump as much as he's become the focal point there in terms of defenses scheming for that offense. Like Chase Claypool is the vertical threat guy, is the jump ball guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I still think he's the most special athletic talent on that roster, even with Najee Harris there. So I don't think it's a slump. It's just he's getting schemed up so much. And to be quite honest, Big Ben should have been done. I know they didn't have a succession plan there, but I think that's part of the issue too, is he can't put the football down the field like he even did last year, or they can't hide Claypool, because Claypool surprised some people last year. But more importantly, I just don't think Ben is the same guy in terms of processing, getting the ball out, and using a bunch of different targets. So I don't think it's necessarily Claypool, because they still love him there. Mike Tomlin raves about the guy because of his blocking, his effort. Heck, he can still go ball out on special teams. But I think in the future, if they get the quarterback situation figured out there, and that's obviously a big question mark, Claypool can be an absolute star.
Another one, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, traded by the Kansas City Chiefs to the New York Jets. He might go down in history as the most famous Canadian to ever play in the NFL. I'm serious. From a humanitarian perspective, for sure. Won a Super Bowl as the offensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs, then takes a year off to be a doctor and battle COVID, and now he's a New York Jet. What do you know about that situation?
So to me, I think they're going to embrace that situation. And I say there, or his camp, because his agent, Sasha Gavami, has been great in terms of marketing. LDT, we'll call him for short, especially in Quebec. Like, you look at Laurent Duvernay-Tardif on Instagram. He has over 200,000 followers. He's an offensive lineman. Yeah, obviously, we know what he's doing off the field, but they've marketed him extremely well. He will go down by the end of his career, I mean, he probably already is, as the most famous player to come out of Quebec and play in the NFL, in my mind. That's no questions asked. And we're just talking about fame. We're not maybe necessarily talking about career. And honestly, a lot of people are going to laugh at this when we were talking about curses earlier and how the Jets might be cursed. I think the Jets are kind of starting to turn a little bit of a corner here. Like, they're looking a little bit better. I'm not sure about Zach Wilson. I really want to see him. I just like the bandeezy and the swag and his girl, and then when I see the bright lights. But Laurent Duvernay-Tardif will help out that offensive line, and he'll also embrace that stage, right? Like, you got to think of all the big talk shows, Good Morning America, CBS, like all the ones are there, right? Nate Burleson's on one of them, the former Canadian receiver as well. So he'll embrace that. I think it'll be great for him to continue to push forward his celebrity, but we'll see. The Jets are still far away from being competitive in that division.
Justin, you are an absolute jewel and a gem for football on this continent. You're in town to broadcast the game. Just tell the viewers.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. So with Darren Dupont, he'll be on the call tomorrow. Key game. Manitoba's got to win to make the playoffs. It'll be on Canada West TV or Sasktel. You can get it there. So I'm curious to see how the Bisons come in. Honestly, for my money, Kyle Borsa is worth the price of admission. That dude, I don't know how the Riders didn't draft him, but he's going to be playing in the CFL one day on his bye week. He was talking to Pete Costanza, the Bombers running back, met with him. And they were just talking about life and really developing a relationship. And you know, Roddy, you don't do those kind of things as coaches and waste your time if you don't think the kid is legit. So Borsa coming off his best game last week. And honestly, the Rams should have won that game. There was a weird sequence of events there where the Alberta kicker missed a field goal and they somehow recovered it in the end zone and won by 1 point. So the Rams aren't in playoff contention, but still, this is the last time you're going to see Borsa in a Rams uniform. So I'd get down to Mosaic or watch it on TV.
If you're watching Game Plus television right now in Saskatchewan on Sastel Max TV, you'll have the game as well with JD and Darren. All right. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, Roddy.
The Moose comes back for overtime next, and another Taco Time viewer takeover. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
I started the Chatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
If you ever needed to know why we're so happy in this job and this career, Moose, Dunk, and me are all going for taco time after this. Did you even know that?
No, but later, I don't need to. I tell you how great of a day I'm having.
It's the greatest day.
When I talked about McDavid not being happy, winning and losing is great. We're on the pirate ship. We have wins and losses, right?
Yeah.
I'm fist pumping. We won, right? Yesterday, we won. We had a win yesterday. But, day in and day out, you just, love coming into
wins.
Work. That's what keeps you going.
Cousin Christina Medicine Hat says, craving a super soft taco and Mexi fries. Yum.
I'm having a crispy.
Let's go.
It is the Taco Time viewer takeover here in overtime. Canadians love local. Go loco. Eat local. Taco Time uses fresh ingredients sourced in Canada. Our beef, chicken, cheddar cheese, sour cream, and Mexi fries are all sourced in Canada. And I remembered what I wanted to mention to you.
Okay.
We're taking Facebook to the train station.
Yeah.
Today's the last day that we're on Facebook Live, and I don't even feel bad about it. But the other one was Taco Time. I didn't tell you that I wrote them.
What?
Tagged them on Instagram in a story. They wrote me back and said thanks. And I was going back and forth with Taco Time. And I said, I love you guys. They wrote me back and said, we love you guys. Happy to be part of the team. What do we say? Love conquers all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a perfect fit. I feel like we're going to be with Taco Time till the end of eternity.
I'm cool with that.
It's nice when you have sponsors that you genuinely, you know what I mean? Which, speaking of, FlameTech brings you Football Fridays, locally owned and operated industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology, and also the sponsor of our Friday guests, which today are Justin Dunk and Tori Gurley, is Wheaton Kia. You can find them at the corner of Albert and Avonhurst in North Regina. And while I'm on a roll, business of the week. Let's do that right now. If people are wondering how we're allowed to stay on the air for so long and how we are, we got a lot of sponsorship. The MySask 411 business of the week is Wilson Brothers Landscaping. Wilson Brothers Landscaping specializes in landscaping, waterscapes, bobcat services, and snow removal for residential and commercial buildings in Regina. Your property can look its best and stay snow-free with help from the Wilson Brothers. Find them at MySask 411 today. And I know exactly how that would work. You download the MySask 411 app. You see it on the screen. I have it on my main favorites here. You would type in landscaping, and you can zero in on just Saskatchewan. You can zero in on your city, and that would come up, Wilson Brothers Landscaping. Oh, boom, Bob's your uncle. Let's go, Wilson Brothers. Phone number will be there. Their website will be there. Their hours will be there. That's what we do, connecting people to businesses, businesses to businesses, and businesses to people with Direct West and the MySask 411 Business of the Week. Boom.
That was well done.
That was a lot of sponsors right there.
Yeah, well done.
So what do we got going on? Tonight, for me, probably 6 hours, as much as I can, of football watching. I don't think that it helps the CFL or the Edmonton Elks that the Oilers are home to the New York Rangers.
Probably watch that, too. Be back and forth.
Go back and forth?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it would be nice if these leagues coordinated schedules, but you know they never will.
No. Well, I don't want to say never, right? Never's a long time. Isn't that what you say? At some point, they might have to, because we have limited attention. And if you want to have everybody successful, you need to make sure that we're able to get the attention that we need to survive. So the leagues might at one time need to coordinate schedules with each other. We're not even close to that yet, but
no,
you're going to have a tough time tonight.
From my cousin Christine in Medicine Hat. She says, there's no shoveling snow for you. Not anymore. I could not be happier about that. John Schmeiser in Kansas City says, great show, guys. Enjoy the Mexi Fries and catch you on YouTube next week. Go Riders. I remember what John Schmeiser's comment was, and I don't know if you guys can find it or not. I don't know how you find the comments as well as you do, but I guess it was 40 years ago today that ABBA, they debuted a song or went to number one with some song 40 years ago today. And John said, Rod, you seem like an ABBA fan. What's your favorite ABBA song? There it is. ABBA released their first new album in 40 years ago today. You look like an ABBA fan. Is this on your must-have list? No, but I do love ABBA. I went to an ABBA Christmas special.
Really?
At the, what was the live dinner theater show? Applause Dinner Theater.
Oh,
Did you ever go to that?
I did not.
Wonderful dinner theater. Good. I remember that it was Christmas because it was turkey, stuffing, dressing, mashed potatoes, and then an ABBA Christmas show. It was one of the greatest nights of my life.
How about that?
And some of these songs, Mamma Mia, the movie itself, Mamma Mia, was amazing with an ABBA soundtrack. Dancing Queen. You're getting me going. Lay All Your Love on Me.
I like it.
What makes somebody look like an ABBA fan?
I think he's being facetious. I would hope. Because I would think an ABBA fan would have blue glasses and tie-dye.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
That ain't me.
Saw a twinkle in the eye.
Where is Mike Horrigan? He says, taking Facebook. Mike Horrigan watching in Toronto. He says, taking Facebook to the train station. I love this show. Thank you. From Robert Hunt. Last minute of play in the RP show today. Robert Hunt says, with so many sponsors, the NASCAR of morning sports talk shows. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
How about you? Yeah. Bob's your uncle. I ask you to the comments are getting good. They're getting spicy. Dunk, Dupont, and I will have a conversation. We'll have a decision to make here on the comment of the day for Taco Time.
Oh, yes.
And we're going to be shipping out those gift certificates, I think, starting next week. We're going to have a new text line. We're airing at 11 a.m.
10 a.m.
Mountain.
Always.
11 a.m. Central. Clock's changing on Sunday. So for the Sasky viewers, we'll go to air at 11 on Monday. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday, noon Eastern, right here on Game Plus, but not Facebook. What do you think it is, a strip club?
How about that? Right on. LFG. I like it.